tire, voices crackling through the night. Fast angels ignite. Gear shift sweat on the track. Cold-blooded eyes staring back. Metals clashing, heartbeat race. Speed and scales in the same space. Stories of speed spinning wild. Fury and cold blood compiled. Revving up, adrenaline high. Fast and fierce, know how to fly. Gear shift sweat on the track. Cold-blooded eyes staring back. Metals clashing, heartbeat race. Speed and scales in the same space. Stories of speed spinning wild. Fury.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Cold-Blooded Conversation Night. I'm your host, Wally. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday, and sending prayers out to everybody that was affected by these storms and everything else. Hope everybody's okay and they bounce back all right and everything else. Just wanted to shout that out real quick on the show. Welcome to the Nonsensical Network. Like I said, I'm your host for Cold-Blooded Conversations. I'm Wally. We're 7 days a week. We go live on Twitch, Facebook, and here on YouTube. We have a show every day of the week for you. I start Monday nights off with Speedway Stories, which is my all motorsports show. We talk everything motorsports. Tuesday night, we have Glick's House of Music. He has local musicians and stuff on the show. And Wednesdays is What the Fuck News. It's things in the news that make you go, what the fuck, and wonder what the hell's going on in this world. And then Thursday nights, of course, we're here with me for my Cold-Blooded Conversations. We talk all things reptiles and mostly most of the reptiles, cold-blooded stuff. But I also talk some of the animals and everything about that. And Friday night is Nonsense and Chill with Blaze. They usually with him and guest everything. Michael Copenhaver is a stand-up comedian. He usually has him as a guest on the show. They sit and discuss short films and everything else and movies. What's up, Sky's the Limit? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, and then this Saturday, we have Cash's Corner. It's Cash and his dad Glick. They talk WWE wrestling. If you're a fan of that and stuff, tune in. It's usually about 1 o'clock on Saturdays, every other Saturday. And then Saturday night is Nonsensical Nonsense. It's where we have the open panel challenge. Everybody's welcome to come up and enjoy the craziness with us and stuff. We just ask you to keep your genitalias in your pants and have a good time with us. And then Sunday is Unnecessary Roughness with Glick, Rick, and a former guest of Glick's House of Music, Derek. They all talk all sports. So that's it for us. And also check out Beauty and the Beard on Facebook and Instagram. She does a lot of our nonsensical swag and stuff, but she can also do other things for you. Hit Nikki up and shoot some ideas to her and stuff and everything else. She can hook you up with shirts, cups, and all kinds of different things. That's Beauty and the Beard on Facebook and Instagram. All right, tonight, folks, the first thing I'm going to start my show off with, I'm a member of USARK, which helps it's United States Association of Reptile Keepers. I just got a new notification. There's a new law going on in Palestine, Indiana, where they are trying to actually ban keeping of all reptiles. I currently have the newsletter here. They're trying to actually ban not only all reptiles, ban anything dealing with birds and everything else. And they also have a pet limit of 4 animals or more. They're trying to cut it down. As of right now, this town literally has a limit where you're only allowed either 4 dogs or 4 cats and stuff. And USARK's going to battle with us, but we need all the local people, everything else that's supporters of USARK to help this ordeal. It's all because they had a escaped snake somebody got out into the public. What's up, Lazy Jedi? But yeah, Now they're forcing where they're trying to ban everything in this town in Indiana and stuff, and all because of one, probably it was an accident or irresponsible keeper. So we're all being punished in the reptile community once again by the government because they want to stick their nose in and not rely on the true keepers like good buddy of mine I've met on here recently and everything else. And sky's the limit. He's a reptile keeper himself. He's in the ball python breeding and stuff. He's a supporter of USARK. He's in my chats here and everything else. He understands. We support these. They go to battle for us, and so us responsible keepers don't have to lose our animals over dumb people and try to educate everybody because I've talked about this before on my show. A lot of people aren't properly educated on the keeping of reptiles and everything else. It's once again, it's I fear it, so I don't understand it and don't want to learn about it. So we're going to punish the people that are trying to educate the world and make you help you understand these creatures, which are amazing animals. Love them to death. But that's the opening I have. Now, come up. I've been seeing on a lot of stories and stuff, and this is my personal opinion of the hobby, and I'm slowly getting into it. I'm going to talk about the ball python hobby tonight on the show. Um, I follow a lot of good people. I had a guest on here, Mr. Steve Nelson of Area Reptiles. Shout out to him and Jenny and the family. If you guys are tuning in, shout out to you guys. Um, You're right, Lazy Jedi, and and honestly, that's the problem we're running into with anything like cats. It doesn't matter what it is, but yes, because of irresponsible owners, everybody that's legit good people, we are being punished because of this stuff. And I mean, it's not just reptiles, like I said, but yeah, when I was talking about that law that they're trying to ban it to the point where now it's not even going to be animals, period, other than one dog from what I was reading, if I read that correct, over there in Indiana, for any pets, period. But they want to ban everything reptiles that you can keep. It don't matter if it's a bearded dragon, corn snake. They want them all to disappear. They don't want nobody to be able to have them. And I know a lot of people I follow on Instagram and stuff that are ball python breeders, king snake breeders and stuff, or reptile keepers in that state. Um, one city, one town, and it can start a big, huge chain reaction. Like I said, if you can, go support USARK. Um, they got a free thing and everything else that you can just subscribe. You get their newsletter showing support and stuff. If you love the reptile animals in the community, they got different tiers and everything else. You get certain things with it, and but yeah, they go to bat for us and everything else, and we got to stick together as a community. Like I've said before on my show, where I've talked about it and brought up a couple weeks ago, where I was talking about the laws. Once again, an issue with the laws again because of irresponsible people and uneducated people. But yeah, but now back to the main topic of the show tonight. Like I said, we're going to talk about the ball python breeding hobby that I'm currently trying to dabble my feet in a little bit and everything else. Yes, sir. The sky's the limit. But yeah, I've been dabbling in. I've been here recently. I'm gonna be honest. I know we got drama everywhere, but here lately, it's sad to see in a community that could be so tight knit that we have so many bad apples in here with drama, all because one person doesn't like this person because they're putting in the work. There is amazing things as long as you can put the work in to achieve. It doesn't matter what it is. But for in the ball python hobby, I've seen so much bitching, crying. This person's doing this person's doing that because they're putting in the work, making their collection better by adding different morphs, by adding them together, breeding them, and everything else, and just expanding the hobby Yes, most of them are business people and everything else too as well. But they just, it's one of those deals that there's drama everywhere. But yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad in our community and stuff because people are jealous. They don't. The main thing, like I said, it comes to putting in the work. Couple of people I look up to, big name breeders, they're sellers, and I'll be honest with you, they make money doing it, but they also enjoy. They still remember what the hobby is there for. Um, Justin Kabolka over at Canova, one of the, in my opinion, one of the best ball python breeders there is with the different morphs. Him, Miguel at Always Evolving Python. Um, see, Mike Will Banks, Kevin McCurley at Nerd. These guys in the ball python world with these multiple genes are making beautiful animals. But there's so many people out there that are getting butt hurt because they don't want to put the effort in and the time in to either create that or be able to afford and continue on with their own. The hobby itself is getting full of drama and everything else, like anything else, and it's sad to see. We're supposed to be a community to help each other and everything else. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. That's right. Sky's the limit. And it's instead of them getting upset, they should look at what the successful breeder is doing and adjust themselves to achieve the same. You're correct. You're correct, Sky. That is exactly right. But yeah, but a lot of them won't do that stuff. I mean, there's so many different genes that are out there untapped and everything else for people. If you're going to get into this, and it mostly because it's the hobby, don't only get into it for the business side. You got to keep the passion alive. I'll be honest with you, a lot of these guys that are these big names, Billy Rose, another one to add to that, Mutation Creation out of Canada, these guys has put years of work in to get to where they're at. They're not just doing this shit overnight like these other people expect to be handed over. Honestly, you got to put forth the work. And if you're not going to do that and follow them, like Sky's the Limit said, see what they're doing and everything else and kind of play around that side of the game with them, with the genes and everything else, and build off of that. These guys will literally help you if you need to, is the thing. They will honestly, if you reach out to them and don't be an asshole, don't be the jealous type and go, if they don't answer you right away, don't go on social media. Well, he's a dick because he never answered me right away. These people are running a business, has families and everything else. They will get to you. Trust me. I've talked on Canovas. I've talked on Nerds. I've talked on Billy's. I get on Billy's Monday night and jump in his chat after I do my Speedway stories. The man shouts me out. I ask a question on there. He tries to answer it the best he can, or he points it to the direction. These people you got to interact with on their social media platform, especially YouTube. Big thing on YouTube, especially when you can find out they're live. Sky's the limit. Those guys and everything else. I go over to their shows when they're on and everything, or they're on a live. I jump in the chatterbox, shoot the shit with them. I'm new to the hobby. I'm trying to get I'm gonna be 43 years old. It's taken me this long to get to where I'm at with just what I have. And I want to succeed and be able to pass it on because my kids enjoy it as well as I do. But I enjoy the hobby, not to make money. If I make money down the road, so be it. But I want to work with genes and learn and how to make stuff like the rest of these guys, but do it myself for what I prefer. And that's what everybody else out here in the world needs to do that's in this hobby. Yeah, thank you. I really enjoy it, guys. You guys, yeah, Sky, you guys, all of you. I mean, everybody that I've ever jumped on a chat with them, man. I mean, you guys all interact. You guys answer questions if they're asked. You don't belittle us because we probably ask the same question over and over again. But that's also in the hobby that I've noticed too. Facebook. We'll go to there, bringing it up. There's some groups that I'm in for the ball python deal for like beginners, everything else. You literally have people going in here asking simple questions, admitting, I'm a first time snake owner. And it doesn't matter. First time snake owner. They come to these groups looking for proper advice to help them understand. You got assholes on these sites that I've been kicked out of 3 groups already in the last month because I said, dude, I went off because, hey, they're trying to learn. We've all been here, everything else. And I've called some people a few choice words because the way they were acting with new people. And then the bad part of it, the ordeal is a lot of the younger generation is seeing this stuff, and we want to teach them and get them interested in this. It don't only have to be ball pythons that we're talking about. There's corn snakes, there's leopard geckos, there's king snakes. There's all types you can get into. It's just taking the time back again, getting yourself educated, and getting you a community that stands behind you and willing to help you when you need the help. But it's so bad, like I said, you get in these certain communities you think you're going to get help with, and Facebook's the worst that I've seen so far, other than the drama on the other side of the game. But most of these supposed to be helpful groups, me personally, there are a bunch of assholes in that group. You'll get a handful that'll help. It just depends on the group and the people. But you see them be and first time people. I've seen it in the corn snake side, but you see it more in the ball python period. Well, you need to do this and this and this, and you're doing that wrong. You shouldn't be allowed. People read their comments fully through before their post. I'm new to this. This is what I was told, but I want to be better. How can I make my stuff better? And they still dog the shit out of these poor people that are trying to get in this hobby. There's a group that there was a brother and sister I seen. This group I got banned out of because I went off and their mom was talking for them and everything else because I guess they're young teenagers and they wanted to do each of them got their own thing. One of them got a corn snake and one got a ball python for the very first time and they bought them from reptile shows and they were trying to ask the questions through groups to help them better themselves. And what do you think? The first comment, 2 comments where I read people saying you shouldn't be keeping animals if you don't know what you're doing. They had a picture of their setups. From what I could see, they were good. Other than they were using the only thing in the ball python thing I didn't agree with, and I let them know to get the digital thermostats and everything else, and for the humidity to keep track of. They had the sticky ones that you always get in the setups you buy at the chain stores. Um, I suggested going to a digital one and everything else to keep an eye on it that way. And other than that, and then of course people started in the same 2 people first comments. Well, if you don't know this, you don't need to be keeping these animals. Blah 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 blah. And I said, all right. So I replied to him. Next thing I know, 10 minutes later, I'm no longer in this group because I was reported for abusive wording. So I appealed it and told them what was going on. I actually screenshotted everything and sent it to the group administrators. I haven't heard nothing back. So, yep, exactly right. And that's not what. And that's the thing. Yeah, negative comments push the new keepers away, and the new keepers are yeah. And if we don't have these newer keepers, even the adults that are new to this, that they can finally they like overcome their fear and want to get just having a pet one is enough. But they're still getting bewildered, and it pisses me off every time I see somebody doing that shit. And then I'll see, and I know Sky's seeing it and everything else, and Billy and all those guys and all this stuff. People badmouth them, everything else, and it's like I'm proud of these guys, and I look up to them because the way they handle the situation. You don't like me? Tough shit. There's the door. You don't. Nobody's telling you to stay here. Nobody's telling you to ask for the advice, listen to the advice, even though it's the proper advice. You just want to be a douchebag. Hit the road. I mean, I've seen it multiple times in Billy's chat where he's kicked people out just like that because they're being dicks. But majority of the people I follow, they are very helpful. You have any questions, you can message them and everything else. and 9 times out of 10, they'll get back to you within a day or two, or even right then. And all you got to do is ask. That's what I'm here for on this show. I'm learning, but I'm also trying to teach my followers and get more people in to enjoy. You don't even have to have them. Just enjoy these creatures that Mother Nature has brought to us for years. Um, but yeah, the ball python community. There's so many jealous people, and it's just sad. And a lot of them you'll see, back to the comment things, you'll go over to one thing, they'll be talking all nicey to the person that they were just the day or so ago talking shit and running them into the ground, but yet they'll come on one of their lives or they'll come on one of their pictures. Oh, you got such a kick. You got this kick ass ace. See the serpents. What's happening, Stan? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, but yeah, I see it all the time. And I mean, I've been around. Oh, sorry, Brian. My bad. Oh, Stan. Yep. Yeah, Brian's on there too. Yeah, but yeah, it's just the wishy washy. And I wish that's why the group I keep with, like Sky, Sea of Serpents, these guys, a lot of them. Billy, Kevin, yes, Kevin's got an ego, but I'll tell you what, I still love learning from Kevin McCurley at Nerd. But a lot of the guys in the reptile community, the list can go on for a lot of them. But and Steve Nelson, um, he's a good one. Man is so passionate. What's up, Chaka? But he is so passionate about this community and trying to educate people. That is one of the reasons I look up to the man. I try my best with what I can do besides the work schedule and my kids' sports schedule and stuff. But at the same time, I'm still learning myself. And like I said, I'm 43 years old. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know that I know now just from asking questions. So yes, if you're ever into the ball python community and it's your first time or everything else, in the words, yes, be kind to everyone. Yes. But it's just one of those things. There's sources out there. You just have to find the right ones or have somebody point you in the right direction. And you can get worlds and worlds of help from people. But yes, there's, like I said, there's too many crybabies in this community that you can point them out if you got common sense or knowledge and see how they are. Like with the guys I have right now in the chat, with Stan and them and Sky's the Limit. These guys they're knowledgeable. They've admitted they're still learning a lot of stuff that they didn't know too. We're all learning no matter what. You always learn something new or different trick to kind of help with your breeding projects or whatever. If you got ones that aren't wanting to breed or anything, I've heard these guys do. Everybody had something different that they used to help them during breeding season. I mean, it's amazing. You wouldn't think some of the stuff, but it works. That doesn't hurt the animal or anything. There's so much knowledge out there with the technology today that we got and everything else. All it takes is just taking the time to look. So exactly, that's right. Every day is a new day to learn. Yes, it is. But yeah, but yeah, it's just the I'm just getting tired of seeing the bitching and crying in this hobby that I've really come to love and everything else. And the bad part is it just boils back down to, like I said, it's just the jealousy shit. And I'm just sick and tired of seeing it. There's a lot of breeders out there that make some amazing stuff that's, to me, they may not be the most expensive, most flamboyant, but just the genes that they use and the colorations on these animals. They're $400, $500, $700 animals. I'm not expecting tomorrow to make me a $30,000 snake that's got 8 genes in it that takes 10, 15 years to master that with lots of fails and success. But there's a lot, yeah, politics, yes, very much the politics. It's bad. But yeah, everybody's got their own taste. I mean, some people like the darker color snakes, some people like the brighter color snakes, and then you got guys that I've seen. They've mixed the dark and lights together, and man, do they make some beautiful combinations of just enough of the darks and everything else, but still just light enough that it's not that bad. I mean, it's just freaking amazing what people are doing. But back again, what do I like? Man, I'm gonna be straight and honest with you. I would like to really, really honestly work with the chocolate gene with Desert Ghost. That is one of my dream goals to actually work with. So sweet. I will be I will definitely be over and checking that out tonight. I'll probably be in the comments and stuff tonight. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, I like the kind of the darkness, the coloration of a chocolate. Right now, I have a male clown that I got a ball off Balls Deep. It's a clown het red stripe that I'm going to try to work with and see if I can't find me a female and make me a just to see. I'd like to do a red stripe clown just because I think the neatness of the pattern and everything else. But one of my main goals is I would love to work with the chocolate and desert ghost gene and maybe even the hypo gene one of these days when I get myself a little more established. So, ooh, nice. Crazy you say that we got chocolate mystic desert. Oh, nice. That'll be sick. But yeah, that those are some of the ones that I like. Then I also like the oh, I'm trying to remember what it is now. Um, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Um, I actually like the Suma ball python coloration too. That's one. But yeah, for me, oh, nice. Heck yeah. But yeah, I really don't see, other than you guys just talking about that. I've been kind of following around, kind of seeing what everybody's been working with and kind of got the idea. I really don't see much of a lot of people, they kind of steer away from the chocolate gene. I think it's got just the right darkness, and I've seen some on Morph Market with the desert ghosts and everything else done. They are very beautiful, and I would like to one day say I created my own chocolate desert ghost. I mean, yes, throw clown in there eventually and everything else, but I would just like to do a desert ghost and chocolate combination and then work from that gene. Either that or even a chocolate hypo. Just have the contrast of the lightness and everything else in them. So I mean, it'd be cool I think to have something like that. But yeah, my and for me personally, my favorite, I love the clown gene. So I mean, it's really neat. So, but yeah, they that's what I want to do is get myself established. Have maybe three or four breeders. Right now, I've got three as pets, and this and that clown red stripe, like I said, male. I'm gonna grow him up to be one of my breeders if I can find me a female, and that'll be my first pairing for myself personally that I want to try to create and everything else. So and see where it goes from there, and then eventually, like I said, jump into the jump in and everything else. So in 10 years, me personally, in 10 years with the hobby, I would like to see maybe one of me and my kids and my wife, or if not the whole family. Oh no, uh, that sounds like a fun time. Gecko time feeding, yeah. No, I'd just like to see myself kind of with a small breeding program where I can eventually kind of either flip them around and make a little money and then just continue growing from there. I'd eventually, personally, before the day I die, I'd like to have my own storefront in my hometown of doing educational stuff with different reptiles that we're allowed to keep here in the state of Ohio that I'm allowed to have. But I'd like to have a front where I can bring people in, kids and adults, and education on a lot of the local, on the like ball pythons, king snakes, your leopard geckos, your crested geckos, just the small stuff that we can illegally keep here without me jumping through hoops with permits and everything else. We can keep berms, retics, and everything else, but once hits 8 foot, we gotta, of course, like most places, register them and everything else, and get permits for them. But yeah, I would love to see be able to do something like that, be able to pass it on, and try to hopefully get a few hook lines and sinkers into some younger generation where they'll carry on when we're not here no more. So, but yeah, that's my goal. It's been a goal of mine. I love my motorsports, but the passion for these animals, I think I got a little more. I'm a little more in depth with them. Yes, they're expensive. Yes, they are. So, but I enjoy them, especially when you can take them out and spend time with them and everything else. The only time they're going to really cost you money other than the feeding and upkeep is your vet bill. But other than that, reptiles and just like your dog, everything else can be your best friend. And that's the way I look at it. Is they're more I got more friends that I can rely on instead of people. Let's just put it that way. And yeah, I mean that's what I'd like to do and everything else with the hobby and stuff. So I mean, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it just everybody just needs to learn to work together. We're supposed to be a community and everything else, and help one another. And there's a lot out there that do, but there's also a lot of the bad apples that are out there that, like was mentioned in the comments and everything else, they're too much into the politics side and everything else, and they also think that it's a get rich scheme. Nobody's going to get rich overnight. I mean, unless you're fortunate, you have rich family members that leave you a bunch of money, or you magically hit a big lottery. Still, then I'll be honest with you, the most of the people I see that have a lot of money, they're the most miserable. Give me somebody that's willing to bust their ass and work for what they got and show pride in what they've accomplished and what they're doing. I'll take them 9 times out of 10 over anybody else. But at the same time, the way things are today, like I said, there's a lot of them you can't trust, because it's that smiling face can be the next person that sticks that knife in your back that you think's a good person, and you were shown all this support for. Seen it many times, and I've had it too. Amen to that. That is the quote of a lot of of everybody. If like Sky's the Limit said, laughing my ass off. If you get into the ball python hobby, you're in the to get rich, you're in the wrong hobby. Amen to that. You are right. But yeah, it's just the work you got to put in, the direction you want to go. Like I said, you don't have to do snakes. There's all different types. There's crested geckos. There's leopard geckos. Um, little more experience, more little upkeep to take care of and stuff. You can like iguanas and everything else. There's plenty of iguanas out there. Trust me, if you were that. But they're the upkeep on them and the everything else is it takes a little bit of skill to them. It's not just feed and water them and everything else for them. Um, there's people out there that's got tegus. Exactly. It doesn't matter what it is. And the sad part is, I've got my opinion of besides my wife and kids. I picked the two most expensive hobbies out there that cost money: cars and animals. So I mean, I think you can't go no more expensive really on the most of the hobby side of the ordeal for cost wise, in my opinion. But yeah, uh, it's just that you got to find the passion and remember you're this for a passion, not for a business. The business side is a sidestep. Exactly. Exactly. See a sir. Yep, Stan, and you're right, man. You have to have the passion for the animals. It's a commitment. It's just like kids. You have kids. Yes, there's people out there that neglect kids and everything else. But the ones that are 110% committed, animals are no different other than they can't talk to you. They growl, they snap at you, they hiss at you, whatever. But they still take the commitment that you got to do, like Stan said, and everything. You get into something, you got to be 100% committed because you cannot neglect these people. Animals cannot neglect your kids, whatever else. I mean, it's you got to be into it. Yes, you get frustrated. Yes, you'll have bad days. Everybody has a bad day. It don't matter if you're even having a bad day at work. It's still you get up, do it again with your passion and your hobbies. Your hobby is your passion. You get up, you shake it off, keep going because all you're doing besides getting upset everything else and you walk away, all you're doing, especially in this hobby, is you're punishing the animals, not only just yourself, but the animals is what suffers the most out of the situation for all this. And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to love the animals like we do. We're here to educate people on the animals. We're also here to show them the love and compassion that we have. Treat them good, give them what they need. Yes, I understand there's a lot of people out there that, well, you shouldn't be keeping them. They're meant to be in the wild, blah, blah, blah. Well, the sad part is humans, we're Mother Nature's worst freaking enemy. We keep building cities, we keep taking away these lands. And once again, the animals in the habitats that we're building all this shit on to please everybody and ourselves, we're taking it away, and you wonder why they're coming into your yards, into your houses, because they're losing their livelihood. That's another thing that is really that's bad. And I'm seeing this down on in Florida. Will Nace, him and his family's got a conservation. They had a thing that they shared on their Instagram page not too long ago. They're wanting to cut the Everglades in half down there. I had one of the worst days of my life, and she wouldn't want me to stop what we love. Exactly. But yeah, they were talking about doing more development and everything else, and channeling a lot of the Everglades streams and everything else away from them, all just to please people to put more housing in down there to make money off of people instead of worrying about the animals. Which there's some animals that are down there in this habitat that are illegal to even move and stuff. I mean, there's a tortoise. I think it's the gopher tortoise, if I'm correct. If you guys know is it, but yeah, yep, yeah. Billy, actually, Monday night, they were talking. Stan and them were brought up about it and everything else. The blue tree monitors right now, they're that's one of the animals that if it's going to be been put on hold with the shipping, breeding, and all this stuff. But yeah, you're right. A lot of the animals have been brought in. That that's what I thought it was. It was the gopher tortoise and but yeah, they're talking about literally down there going through and still developing in their areas like it's nobody's business. And the FWC, they're getting their chunk of money, so they don't give a shit about it, and it's bullshit. And it's sad. Once again, the animals are being punished because us humans are being greedy. But like I said, there's a lot of us out there that are into it. So what is it? No kidding. So that's how long they're on. I was wondering. I know you guys were talking about it and stuff, but I just wasn't for sure how long it was. Man, that is crazy. Hopefully they open their eyes up with because there's some pretty good breeders I believe that I've seen that are breeding those they can help bring up the numbers and stuff like a lot of the other animals that's doing this stuff. So yeah, that sucks though. It's on a temporary endangered list. They're beautiful. Them and the green ones, the green tree monitors, gorgeous, and the yellows. Those three are very, very beautiful, beautiful animals. But yeah, it's just us. We're we're honestly our own worst enemy, let alone Mother Nature's worst enemy. Um, we just, like I said, we need to stay together, think positive, um, and of course, as Brian Barczyk said and everybody else said, um, just be kind to somebody. I mean, you don't know what they're going through. I get it. Everybody has their bad days, like I said. But yes, in our community and our hobby, we got to stay together, or there is not, like it's been mentioned, there is not going to be a hobby for the next generations to come because we're all going to be sick and tired of the drama and everything else, all because you want to be petty assholes. And I'm just speaking. I'm just speaking the truth. Yes, we do, and it's sad. Humans do destroy everything. And you are correct. I'm not sticking up for us at all. Like I said, we are the worst enemy of anything. Um, but yeah, other than that, I have nothing else to say and everything else. Thank you everybody for tuning in and stuff. So yes, you're right, Sky. Yep, say it again. We are the Earth's worst enemy. You are correct. Thank you all for tuning in, Stan and Sky. Thank you guys for. Oh yeah, and yes, please become a US Arc member. Like I said, there's the free membership and everything else on there, and plus they got the tiers and stuff. Um, you can go, you get free shirts and everything else, but it goes towards fighting all these bills, like I was reading at the beginning of the show. Um, Over there in Indiana, where they're trying to ban all reptiles in that town alone. And that, like I said, it'll start a ripple effect and everything else. And we got to stick together and everything else. Greatest saying you could ever say. Enjoy life today. Yesterday is gone and tomorrow is never promised. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I'll check you guys out tonight at 9 o'clock and everything. I'll swing in the chat box. So thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Yes, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe. It's free. These guys in the comments, if you're on here and everything else, they got YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Go follow them and stuff. Like I said, we're here to help educate and brighten the future of this hobby and everything else and stick together. But yeah, in closing, like I said, be nice to somebody, like Brian Barczyk said. And just like tomorrow is never promised. Enjoy life together with your loved ones. Anything can happen. We could wake up tomorrow and it'd be gone. But yeah, enjoy your life. Don't take nothing for granted. Yes, I know life can be stressful, everything else. That's why you try to get a good support system. I'm fortunate I have a good support system in my family. Besides, also in the reptile community, I've got a few that I can go to and stuff and about things. So, but yeah, check us out on the Nonsensical Network. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch 7 days a week. Check down in the bio links down there that's scrolling at the bottom. And check out Beauty and the Beard. Nikki does our swag for us on Nonsensical Network and stuff. She's on Facebook and Instagram. It's called Beauty and the Beard. If you don't want any of our swag or anything else, hit her up. She can do custom cups, shirts, or whatever. Throw an idea out to her. I'm sure she could hook you up. This is Wally for Cold Blooded Conversations tonight. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Nothing but love. See you on the next one. Bye.
Nonsensical Network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football crashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in, every week diverse. Groove to the beats, let the rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical Network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit, worlds a tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical network, always on repeat.